which is in Paris is not even something you can think about.
If I have to see like my friends' rooms and everything, they are very, very small. So
Yeah, you gotta take it back to your...
Hello everyone, I'm Taka from Japan. So today I'm going to interview two foreigners in Japan. What was surprised you the most in Japan? In my channel, I interview two people in Japan about their life, so it's a good channel for anyone who wants to come to Japan. So if you like this video, please subscribe now. Okay, so let's get started. Thank you for your time. What's your name and where are you from?
You're welcome. I'm Renaud, I'm from Paris.
How long have you been in Japan?
I've been in Japan for 9 months now with a working holiday visa.
What brought you to Japan?
So what brought me to Japan is that I'm a big fan of this country since I'm a little boy. I love the culture, most likely the mangas, because I read them from a long time now. And also my dream is to open a manga cafe back in Paris. And I'll say also the food. I'm a cooker. Food is a really important thing for me.
What do you think is the most biggest difference between Japan and France?
I would say the people is the most different thing, because people in French are, I mean, at least in Paris, more in a rush every time and sometimes grumpy, you know, and a bit aggressive. Where in Japan, people are more chill, I think. They take their time. For example, they wait the subway in line, which is in Paris is not even something you can think about. So yeah, I'd say the people is really more cool.
So some people say Japanese people are too close-minded, not open-minded. So it's difficult to be friendship or in relationship. So what do you think about it?
I'm pretty agree with that. Yeah, it's true. Like I said, Japanese people are more calm and approachable, but in the same time, when you want to make friends with them, it's not true for everybody, because for obviously Taka is one of my best friend in Japan here. I also got two other friends that I really like, and we party together and whatever. But when I meet new people, it's hard to keep in touch, like sending text and those kind of things, you know, when you just meet them in the street or having a beer with them or whatever.
What is the best neighborhood in Tokyo?
I'll say Shinjuku personally, because this is the place I live nearby. I know people love Shibuya, but I think Shibuya is just a bit more overcrowded for me, even if I also really like the place. But yeah, Shinjuku, you have like everything here, like izakaya, bars, clubs. There's a lot of people also, but not as much as Shibuya in my opinion. So yeah, for me it's Shinjuku.
How has Japan changed you as a person?
I'll say that I'm more calm. Like I told you, Japanese people are more chill as a human being. So I think in this way I become a bit like that. It's not bothering me to wait for the subway, because obviously there is no problem with subway compared to France also. But no, that's just an example. Yeah, I'll say that. I'm a more calm person.
What advice could you give to a tourist that is coming to Japan?
I will say maybe organization, because Tokyo is a big city. If you mostly go to Tokyo, of course. And if you travel, I would recommend you to travel as much as you can, because Japan is a beautiful country. You can visit Kyoto, where there is a lot of shrines and temples that are amazing. Go further in Kobe and go in the Alps with Nagano or those. Really, Japan have so much to offer to tourists, and that's what I recommend. Really, don't stick to Tokyo, even if it's a beautiful city. Try to travel a lot.
Could you say something in French?
Comme je vous ai dit, moi c'est Renaud, voilà, enchanté. Ça fait 9 mois que je suis au Japon et la vie ici est géniale. Je rencontre des personnes extraordinaires comme mon ami Taka ici. Même dans ma share house, j'ai des amis incroyables. Je suis vraiment très heureux d'avoir fait cette expérience. C'est difficile parfois, mais vraiment, si vous avez un doute, je vous conseille de ne pas douter et de venir au Japon. Voilà.
What's your name?
Viviana,
Where are you from?
Italy,
How long have you been in Japan?
for almost 3 full months.
What brought you to Japan?
I wanted to study the language, because in university I studied Japanese culture, literature, history, and the language too, but I felt like I wasn't really fluent with speaking, so I thought that the best way to learn a language is living it, so I came in Japan for that.
So, what do you think the biggest difference between Japan and Italy?
Other than, the scenery and what you can buy, maybe the people is the biggest difference, because in Japan people are more serious, more collected, more calm, way more polite than Italian people. Like, Italian people are very friendly, very warm-hearted, but they are not that polite. Like, Japanese people are way more polite, and while Italian people are more loud, more, they speak a lot. That thing is very different, and I was scared I would not make friends, but when you speak to people, they are very nice to you. The problem is when maybe you want to keep that relationship going, then it's more difficult, because they have this facade that is polite, but you never know if they are truly polite to you or if they just have to be for their culture.
Do you enjoy Tokyo?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, there are some pros and cons. Like, the pros are, of course, the trains. There are so many trains, they take you everywhere in so less time, so short time, so that's very convenient. The convenies, I love convenies, they are actually convenient. And also, I like the fact that there is both modern things and ancient things. Like, you can find jinjas and temples almost, not everywhere, but in many parts, and that gives you like a smell of old Japan, but at the same time you have skyscrapers and places like Ginza who look like they come from the future. So yeah, I kind of like that there is both of old and new Japan. But like, the cons are, the spaces are very small, as I said. Since I'm used to bigger houses, that is a bit hard to get used to. That my room is not that small, I was lucky, but if I have to see like my friends' rooms and everything, they are very small. So,
Do you have anything that you didn't expect?
so yeah, okay. So the things that surprised me the most are like the evenings in Japan. Like, I didn't expect so many people to get so drunk.
Oh, so drunk.
Yeah. Like, that was, I mean, on a side, I liked it because I thought, oh, Japanese people are human too. Because when you look them during the day, you see them all, collected and serious, and not. And then at night, they go to izakayas or in front of the konbinis in the smoking areas, and you see them getting completely wasted. Maybe because they don't handle alcohol that much. But the point is that I didn't expect that, because, of course, in my mind was like, they have ways to have fun too, of course. But I didn't expect that, especially on Friday night. So I was, kind of surprised. Not in a bad way, neither in a good way, just actually surprised. I didn't expect that. So, that was kind of funny. Even adults or young people, you can see both of them. Also, kind of old people, you see them or either laying on the ground or drinking a lot on the streets, and you're like, okay, this is Japan too, I guess. That was fun. And another thing I didn't expect maybe was the style. Like, I knew that Japan was very famous for fashion, but I didn't expect that people dressed so good. Like, I was genuinely impressed because, in Italy, if you dress differently from what is considered the norm, people stare at you. They could stare at you like in admiration, or they could stare at you in a bad way, but they still stare. And that sometimes is too heavy to handle. So sometimes you just change your outfit last minute, because while here, no one looks at you, but in a good way. Like, you could dress the most crazy thing ever, and if people look at you, they would look at you just to say, oh, another outfit, another day, another outfit, and that's it. Like, you see people in Shibuya, in Shinjuku, everywhere, dressing so good with their hairstyles, so crazy, colored, everything that looks so fashionable. Like, I really like it. And everyone has their style. Like, you see emo people, Harajuku, like, you know, Harajuku people, kawaii people. You see every different styles. There is not just one fixed style. Many mixed together. I like that very much. And I knew before coming to Japan that fashion was a thing, but I didn't knew it was like so free. Everyone can dress how they want, and other people don't care. Like, everyone minds their own business.
What advice do you want to say to people who want to come to Japan?
I recommend bringing 2 suitcases because you're gonna buy a lot of stuff. Like, before coming here, I thought, oh, I'm not going to buy that much stuff, and I'm not a buyer. Like, if I cannot buy something, I would rather not buy it. But here, since the prices of the things are lower, I mean, I'm from Europe, so for me, yen is convenient, especially right now. You're gonna buy things. So, and another thing is to be very, very mindful of their society norms. So, if it's said that it's unpolite to take pictures of people who are dressed in a particular way, don't. If they say that there are too much tourists in a place and they need to, I don't know, free the place a bit, like Kyoto, I'm sure you heard of Mount Fuji and everything, just respect that, because I know how excited you feel when you come here, but it's still those people don't know you. It's another society, another culture. You don't have to break through and impose yourself just because you're bringing money. I think you should read into that before coming here, so you will be ready and you will be mindful, and no one will call you a tourist in the bad way, like gajin or something.
Do you speak Japanese?
Just a bit.
Just a bit?
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself?
So, mi chiamo Viviana, ho 23 anni e sono una ragazza italiana che sta studiando giapponese. Ok, 日本語で。私はビビアナです。23歳です。今はイタリアから来ました。日本語を勉強しています。
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name's Willa Rogers. I currently am from Wisconsin in the United States of America. I'm a college student in Wisconsin, and I've come to Tokyo, Japan to do an internship where I work on content creation and website design for a sushi company.
What surprised you the most in Japan?
Yeah, what surprised me the most is probably how clean it is here on the streets and like the public places, because I think most people before they come to Japan, they hear it's really clean. And I think this just surprised me because it was more than I expected, because it's always so busy here with people, but the streets are very clean. And there's also not a lot of garbage cans in public spaces, so I thought that would make, people throw their trash on the street, but instead it's more clean, so I think that was the most surprising thing.
Oh, okay. So what do you do if you have like the can and there are no trash can?
Yeah, you gotta take it back to your place, unless you find a trash in like a station. So
You don't think it's uncomfortable?
no, like it depends on what kind of bag you're having too. Because if you have a small bag and you have a bunch of trash, it's annoying. But I think it's kind of nice too that you have to bring it back with you, because I think it helps keep things more, clean as well. So I think it's a good system.
What was the weirdest thing you experienced in Japan?
The weirdest thing for me would be how quiet it can be in stations and trains. I think just because it's a really big difference from where I'm from in the US, there's always, people talking on the phone or conversations going on. But here in Tokyo, you can be in a station that's fully packed, but it can be like dead silent. And it's kind of nice sometimes, but it's also like an eerie feeling because it's so quiet. So I'm getting used to it, but yeah. I think if it's too quiet too, it's hard to I don't know. I feel like I'm being too loud if I do something small, like drinking water or something. So I think a balance is good. Yeah.
Oh, the balance is important.
Good, yeah.
What do you miss the most about the US?
I would say I miss how casual conversations can be with strangers, because I know here people are more formal and they're laid back, and I think they're more respectful of people's boundaries, which I think is nice. But I think at the same time I kind of like a casual, kind of conversation and small talk, because where I'm from, it's so normal to like talk to people at cafes or on the bus and you don't even know them, but you like compliment their shirt or talk about the weather, and I think that's really nice. But I think it's different here because people don't want to talk to strangers in a way that it's like a respective kind of an etiquette, but it's something I'm still getting used to. So
Do you also think that it's a bit difficult to make friends in Japan?
oh, for sure. I think it is difficult because I know that people are very nice here, and it's not that people don't want to make friends, but I think it's harder because it's people are less honest and open, I think, when you first talk to people. So trying to make friends is kind of harder in that way, that there's kind of a wall or a barrier, so you got to really get to know people first. And
Is there anything you find difficult to understand about Japanese culture?
yes, one thing I kind of find difficult to understand is how important nonverbal communication is here and social cues, because it's very different from where I'm from. People are very honest and they directly tell you no, or they disagree with you. But here I think people want to be respectful and they don't want to say no or disagree, so they want to hold the peace. But I think it's kind of hard to transition into that because I'm so used to being honest. So I think it's something that, I have to get more used to kind of respect that in Japan as well. So from my experience, I'm sure there's a lot of people who do, but just from my experience, I think people are more hesitant to say no.
Okay, yeah. What's something you wish you had known before coming to Japan?
Something I wish I had known is how important punctuality is here, and arriving really early to meetings, or if you're planning to hang out with someone, it's very normal to show up like 20 or 10 minutes early. But where I'm from, we kind of show up on time or 5 minutes early and it's okay. But I know that if you show up on time here, it's like kind of seen as rude. So I think that's something I probably should have looked more into, but yeah.
What's your favorite neighborhood in Japan?
My favorite neighborhood would probably be in Nagano. There's a street that goes to the Zenkoji Shrine, and it's filled with like shops and traditional restaurants, and it's kind of by the mountains, so it's a beautiful area, and there's just a bunch of stuff to do there, so I really like that area.
So, do you have any advice for people who want to live in Japan?
I do. I think that if you're coming to Japan, I think it's important to really research on the respectful etiquette here and how a lot of things are different between like social interactions and how to act in public spaces, but I think there's only so much you can research about, so I think a big part of it is being open to a lot of these differences and kind of accepting it, that you're probably going to make a lot of mistakes because you can't really research everything, and I think experience is the most you're probably going to get out of it, or everything you experience is kind of going to be through that, so yeah.
Yay! Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
Okay, thank you for watching. How was it? That was interesting. If you have experience living in Japan, please share your opinion. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. And if you have any questions, please leave the comments too. See you in the next video. Have a nice day.